seen it.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here with Marty Dusek, Shannon, Roberta San Antonio, and Lexi Law Dog is over here taking a nap on the floor. And we're talking about litigation support through U.S. Depositions and Litigation Services, Marty's company. We were talking about court reporters. We were talking about records retrieval. And I want to tell you a story about when I was not even licensed yet. I was just working as an intern for a law firm that was hired to sue this nonprofit for treating their end product badly. I don't want to give too much away, but my desk was outside because we had to go on location to this business. They had so many documents. It's like file cabinets all in this room, and then there were other file boxes like out in this barn. And so it was just my job to like review all of these documents and look for the smoking gun.
Outside?
Yes, because the offices inside were very small, and that was reserved for actual attorneys who had like descended upon this business to find the records that would prove they were doing a bad job for their charity. And so my desk mate right across from me was a cage with actual monkeys. And so like it was a kind of a cool work environment. You know, I was like at the zoo. I wasn't at the actual San Antonio Zoo. I have to give that disclaimer. This was something else.
Good disclaimer, yeah. If this happened now, today, you would have and you were a young person today. We are youngish. You would have got out your phone and you would have taken a selfie and you would have said, "This is my circus and these are my monkeys."
Yeah, you know, even in...
Right?
Mm-hmm, Todd Zoo.
Even in 2006, that's about the time frame, I don't think I had a camera on my phone.
Yeah, I don't think so. Probably a flip phone.
Yeah, and we probably wouldn't have been able to do that. But my point, Marty, is that we had all these records, and I'm just like one person, and there may have been a couple of other interns helping me. What could U.S. Depositions and Litigation Support do in a scenario like that?
Yeah, so we would go through, we'd organize, first and foremost, made sure the page counts add up. If there's something missing, page is missing. And then you want to prove up those records. If you, so by proving them up, you do it by affidavit or DWQ, either or, deposition by written question. So on top of the records, after organizing them, bait stamping them, getting them ready and prepared, then we will put on top our cover page with a completed notarized affidavit, and that is your proven records. So you can,
introduce those as evidence in the trial.
Yes.
Yeah,
and the affidavit kind of certifies everything, right? So we know this is done correctly. We know they were handled properly. We know that everything was filled out and completed and packaged up.
That's probably one thing people don't know about trial before they're actually in it, is that everything has to be done according to the rules of civil procedure and evidence. And so the packaging of the records, that matters.
Right.
Absolutely.
Those I'm sorry.
No, please, Shannon, go ahead.
Those law shows make it very dramatic, like the attorney came up with some brilliant argument on that day, because it's not very glamorous to look at everything that went on behind the scenes. It's a lot of paperwork and planning and preparation. Sitting
at a desk. Or a big table with documents all over it.
In a movie, it'll cover that in like 5 seconds,
or they cut suits and they'll cut straight to the end of the deposition and scene, right? And then there's so much work involved to get to that step, and there's so many documents and records involved to get there and to prep you and to have ready and to prove up.
I'm glad you brought that up, because in a deposition, you want to ask, the opponent party about certain documents, and so you need to be organized so that you could pull it out and say, "Did you sign this?" right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got to communicate with and that's, again, a huge plus with our team is that they're amazing and they're overly communicative. So these paralegals know what's going on the whole time. You're never in the dark. You always are aware if everything should be on time, but if there's records or something is delayed, you know about it. And then that gives them time to prepare for some reason, deadlines are coming up or they need to get an extension. They know how to operate their side because we are giving them the clear picture.
Tell us about a case study where you were jumping in to help somebody, an attorney that was in distress.
Okay. So we had earlier in 2024, there was a deposition scheduled in small town South Texas, very small, and the notice that was sent to us it was Zoom instructions. So that means that we need to get the court reporter and videographer scheduled, but then we're providing the Zoom and we're kind of the host, and there's just that's how we're attacking this plan, right? Mm-hmm. This project for this deposition, scheduled for a Friday at 10 a.m. Friday morning at 8:15, the paralegal with this law firm called me and said, this is in person. Well, this small town's about 270 miles away from San Antonio. And we have an hour and 45 minutes to figure this out. And we did. We called, our court reporter, got someone that happened to be maybe in Houston at the time, was able to redirect, get to the small town on time, 15 minutes early, and completed the deposition.
Wow.
And I think that speaks volumes to just a lot about who we are, right? We saw a weird problem. We didn't get rattled. No one panicked. Calmly executed a new plan, and it worked out perfectly. Time was everything. Got it done. We're reliable. This
is Marty Dusek with U.S. Depositions and Litigation Services. You can find him at usdepot.com.
usdepot.com. Marty, M-A-R-T-Y, at usdepot.com would be my email, and website's, usdepot.com.
Okay, my next question is about video depositions.
Okay.
That's sort of like the new thing these days. I mean, back in the olden days, they didn't have video cameras. It was all audio recordings, right, and written transcripts, but nowadays, people like to use video. Almost everyone I go to is a video. Have you seen of or heard of any crazy video depositions where you're like, well, that guy definitely doesn't look good on video. He's making a big scene.
No, nothing offhand. We do so much. I mean, nothing offhand comes to mind as far as a crazy video, but that's why I encourage it, just like I would encourage a court reporter to be there. Always a court reporter, I would always encourage video. I think when that light and spotlight turns on, things get a little serious. And I think that's a good thing to make sure the deposition is, you're getting what you want out. But no, I have not heard of any horror stories like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're there.
It's supposed to be like, the same as trial. You're under oath. You're supposed to tell the truth. And so I would agree with that when they know they're being recorded, they can't act like, a bum.
Yeah, no, the spotlight's on, no question.
Right.
But yeah, so I again always encourage video and always encourage the court reporter. I think both are a necessity to have a really well done deposition and one that you can refer back to. Mm-hmm. And again, you not only have the transcript to revert back to, but you have a video. And then you go to court and you show that video if you needed to, but you have it.
Right. You ever see anything like that, Shannon? You ever do a video deposition?
No, I haven't done depositions for a while, and when I did them, video wasn't really a common thing. Just a regular deposition.
Yeah.
What I remember from depositions is that there's only certain questions you can ask, or there's not the whole range of objections you can make, like in a courtroom.
Or you can make an objection, but you still have to answer the question.
Right. There's slightly different rules, which is probably not a rabbit hole we want to go down today. Yeah. So please forgive me for mentioning it.
Yeah, no, that's good. Some data that we frequently come across now that we need to get and we need companies to help us get would be like cell phone data, social media data, computer data, Do you have methods to get that, Marty?
Yes, absolutely. We do a lot of cell phone records. In fact, normally, those are just like a medical or billing record. It would just be a cell phone record we get from AT&T, and then on social media, that's a big deal these days. And that's kind of part of the skip tracing program that we do, that we can kind of scrub your social media and find the good or the bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a case in San Antonio where somebody's going through another trial for murder. He was tried once, and I guess there was a mistrial because the prosecution did not give certain evidence to the defense team. So he's being tried again. But what made me remember this case is that the evidence that they had against him to suggest that he killed his wife was the cell phone tracking data, and then his work truck also had GPS. So have you ever gotten data like that before?
I don't recall a vehicle tracking, but cell phone without a doubt. 911 audio, we've gotten some EMS audio, but yeah, all these things are definitely accessible, and done the right way, will help your case, no question, and we're here to do that for you.
Awesome. Helping lawyers win cases. That's another good tagline for you.
Todd, I might take that. That's pretty good.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back. We'll be talking about legacy with Marty.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.